Hello students, in the previous video we were talking about three very important components of a map, that is distance, direction and symbol. We discussed how maps contain a particular scale and small distance on paper or a map represent a large distance on the ground or in reality or actuality. This is how maps actually show us the distance of a particular area. Now, talking of another important component, that is direction. Maps are very helpful to us in determining the direction of a particular place. Most maps contain an arrow mark with the letter N. As you can see in this map, letter N, which represents the north direction. So basically, there are four major directions: north, south, east, and west, which are marked on a map. These points or these directions are also called cardinal points. Please remember the directions north, south, east, west are also called cardinal points. Other four intermediate directions are northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. So, these four directions, that is northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest, are basically intermediate directions. Basically, these directions help us in determining the location or the exact location or exact location of a particular area. Now, apart from using a map, we can also find out the direction of a place with the help of a compass. In this picture, you can see the figure of a compass. Compass is an instrument which is used to find out main directions, that is north, east, west, and south. Its magnetic needle always points towards north-south direction, that is in this direction. Now let us look at figure 4.1. This is map of a village. So we here have houses of three children, that is Vikas, Sheila, Kari. The community center is towards the north direction from the house of Vikas. The school is towards the northeast direction from the house of Vikas. The shops are in west direction. This map also shows us the scale. Here you can see this is the scale of this map. In this map, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meters on the ground. So in this way or in the similar way, the scale is drawn in each and every map. Another and the third important component of a map are the symbols drawn on a map. It is not possible to draw on a map the actual shape and size of different features such as buildings, roads, bridges, forests, trees, railway lines, or a well, etc. So, these things are shown by using certain letters, shades, colors, pictures, lines, etc. So these symbols give us a lot of information in a very small area. With the use of these symbols, maps can be drawn easily and are simple and more interesting to read. Another very important feature about maps is that maps have a universal language, which means the language or the symbols which are used in a map are same for all the languages spoken in the world. There is an international agreement regarding the use of these symbols which are used in a map. These are called conventional symbols. Figure 4.3 shows us the examples of some conventional symbols. For example, railway, first is railway line. The railway line is shown in this way. Now roads, metalled or unmetalled, kacha road and pakka road. Basically, this is the pakka road and this is the kacha road. And then we have symbols for temple, church, mosque, etc. We also have certain symbols such as like this for grass, for trees, etc. Various colors are also used for determining certain things, or colors are used as symbols. For example, generally blue color is used for showing water bodies. Brown color is used for showing mountains. Yellow color is used for showing plateau, and green color is used for showing plains. Now coming to another topic, that is sketch. A sketch is basically a drawing which is based on memory. For example, if you have visited a place, you remember certain glimpses of that place, and from that memory you draw that place. So it is called sketch. It is based on memory and spot observation and not scale. So basically sketch doesn't actually give us the proper information about a place. Sometimes a rough drawing is required for an area to tell where a particular place is located with respect to other places. For example, suppose you want to go to your friend's house, but you don't know the way. Your friend may make a rough drawing to show the way to his house. Such type of rough drawing is shown without a scale. No scale, no direction, no symbols are basically used in such drawing, and it is called a sketch map. It is a very rough map made out of memory or the things you remember about a place. Another important thing we have is plan. A plan is basically a drawing of a small area on a large scale. A large scale map gives us a lot of information, but there are certain things which we may sometimes want to know. For example, the length and breadth of a room, which can't be shown in a map. At that time, we can refer drawings drawn to scale, which are called plan. So plan is basically used for telling us information, a very detailed information about small places. Now let us look at figure 4.4. This is Sundarpur village and its surrounding area. Basically, this is the map of a village. So in this map, you can see certain symbols. For example, this is the railway line. Here, the direction has been marked, and you have green patches, or this green symbols determine trees, and this is a mosque, and this is school. You have a temple. Apart from that, you have a river which is flowing. So these are certain symbols used for marking on a map.